Good morning, everyone. So today I want to take a look at my Chevy Volt after I put on 4,000 miles on it. So jumping right in here, I've had this now for almost 4 months, not quite yet, and I put on about 4,000 miles here so far. So taking a look at the exterior here, you know, this is a very shapely vehicle, and to some they can love it and to some they can hate it, but for me, I absolutely love the design of the Chevy Volt and the versatility of it. Here you get this awesome huge hatch to throw stuff. You can fit a dog back here. You know, it's all very, very nice. But as you can see, everything, you know, is working on it, of course. And just from the 5-foot eye test here, the Chevy Volt actually looks very, very nice. You can see the front here. Rock chips aren't so bad, and it's actually looking pretty nice. So we're gonna hop in this thing here, go for a drive, and take a look at how, you know, it handles and how it's held up over the 4,000 miles that I have owned it. But you can see the back seats here, everything is very clean, very nice. You know, a ton of room in those back seats. So let's hop in it here, go for a little drive, and see how she do. So when I drive my Chevy Volts here, I like to drive it in low, and you can hear there's a slight click, and as we get on the road you'll hear it a little bit more. There's that little click. So that's an issue that I've been having over these 4,000 miles, and it's been progressively getting worse here. And there it was again. And I have also had the issue of the vehicle pulling to the left quite frequently at higher speeds. So anything above, you know, 40, 45, 50 miles an hour, the vehicle will pull to the left pretty hard, and that is noticeable. But that's more of an alignment issue than an issue with the vehicle itself. But, you know, all the infotainment systems have held up really well. The buttons have held up excellent. There's no typical GM wearing off of the buttons, which is really nice. You know, that can happen a lot with GM products. But overall here, the interior has held up excellent over 4,000 miles. And I'll show you what I'm at for mileage here. I'm just a hair under 4,000 miles, so I'm at 3841. And I've used 15 gallons of gas, which is fantastic over 4,000 miles, and I don't foresee that getting any higher here once I hit 4,000 miles. So I'll be at about 72,000 miles once I hit that 4,000 mile mark. That is quite excellent, if I do say so myself. As we accelerate here, there's an Excel thing, like it shows you your acceleration there on the right, and of course you want that green ball flowing right in the middle, and that tells you you're driving the most economical. And then you could also see right here how much power you're putting onto the road, or you are using essentially, which is really, really nice. But overall everything seems to be working in here, and it's, you know, really nice. So I would say over the 4,000 miles and now almost being a higher mileage Chevy Volt, I'm surprised that the suspension has done as well as it has, just because I love to drive this vehicle. You know, it's just so easy to huck around a corner. Like here, for example, woo! Got the tires squealing a little bit. So it's just so easy to throw around a corner because the steering is, you know, it's electronic. So there's no steering feel. There's no communication to what the front tires are doing when you're steering. So it's easy just to flick the steering wheel whichever way you want. And the car actually goes there, which is fairly cool. You know, for such a small car that weighs so much, almost 4,000 pounds. So that's pretty cool. The suspension has held up well. Honestly, when I bought the tires, they were about half-life. Maybe if I can get them to winter time here and then get through this winter and then replace them, that is probably what I'll do. But I could see, because these are smaller tires, you know, they're 215s, I could see some premature tire wear because of the weight of the vehicle, just because these are such small aerodynamic tires. But I'm not overly worried about that, I guess. And as we're going at higher speeds here, 62 right now, it's really pulling to the left, and that's something that needs to be addressed. I don't think it's any other issue. The suspension seems absolutely fine. Otherwise, I would have to assume that's a tire alignment issue. And then, of course, when you're in low, it tends to click at those lower speeds. Otherwise, everything else works in here. There's only one rattle that I know of. That's the light back here for the rear passengers. So that's really the only issue that I've had with any sort of rattling in here, which I'm surprised at, because the audio system is so raw that it just vibrates everything. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. And that's really, again, you can hear everything in this vehicle because it's an electric, you know, battery operated electric vehicle, especially when the sound's down low. But there's really nothing right now for rattles besides this light back there, which is pretty sweet. Here we go as we take a corner again. The 0 to 30 on this car is pretty fast, so it you know, when you're going on a corner, a sharper corner, 0 to 30, it's pretty fun. We'll be honest, it is pretty fun. I have not taken this to the dealer yet to get serviced, and that will be my first time taking a vehicle to a GM dealer. So I'm very curious to see when the time comes how that will be. So I am actually going to go by the oil, the remaining life calculator on here. So I have 76% remaining oil life. So I'm going to go by that when I get an oil change for this. So maybe in a 10 months time, I'm really curious to see how this does over the winter time, and you know what the battery percentage will be then. And that's going to be the real test of this vehicle here, and you know, to see how the battery does. I will be driving this vehicle less in the winter time, as I have a truck that I will be driving, and my girlfriend will be trying to save some mileage on her Mercedes, so she will be driving this a little bit more than myself, you know, unless the roads are bad, of course. So this will be driven a little bit more by her, where she cannot plug in at work. So I'll be interested to see to work, from work, and then we usually go to the gym after she gets done with work in the wintertime. So I'm curious to see how essentially that 25-mile trip is going to do on one single charge. Only time will tell. The battery degradation here in the cold with the heater on really does bring down that battery. So I'm curious to see, you know, how that will work. Other than that, I really can't think of anything else off the top of my head over 4,000 miles that has gone wrong, or you know what else I love about the Chevy Volt. For us, it's an A to B car. We didn't need anything special to get us from point A to point B, and this is a base model Chevy Volt. Of course, if you watch any of my other videos, you can realize that I hate the steering wheel. It is a vinyl piece of shit. I've never felt such a bad steering wheel before in my life, but this is one of them. This is the worst one by far. So with that being said, I don't really have anything else to say over 4,000 miles with this vehicle. It's been, you know, flawless. I will say that confidently. Flawless. I don't know why more people aren't getting this Chevy Volt. This vehicle is amazing. There's a tax credit on it. that's why I purchased one, and really it's just been spot on for me and for her, and it's really a beauty. It's really a beauty. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching this quick little update here on my Chevy Volt, and we will see you in the next episode. Take care.